Hey, welcome to Thank Learning It's Friday. Today it's all about purpose. Most of us want really great results. We want to be focused, we want to be higher performing, and if we're leaders, we want to make sure that our team is engaged and that our team is high performing. So today it's about purpose that helps you to get those results and helps your team to be more engaged on a sustainable basis or on a long-term basis. Purpose tends to be the reason we do something or the big driver. Purpose gets us up in the morning, it gets us to work on time, it gets us engaged and energized so that often the work doesn't feel like work because it's just who we are. So today we're going to take a look at 3 things that will help you to focus on that big picture, to focus on your why, and to focus on purpose. And as a leader, it's really important for us to communicate that purpose or that big picture to all levels in the organization, not just your immediate people that you work with, but you're communicating upward and you're communicating downward. You want to communicate so clearly that people aren't necessarily focusing on all the little pieces that they're doing every day, but how those little pieces all fit together and impact the bigger picture. As a leader, recognize that purpose starts with you. You have to be able to not only understand your purpose, but communicate it. And you're communicating it in such a way that you're helping your people understand the drivers and the supporters connected to that purpose, the role they play and how that impacts purpose, and how they're connected to that bigger purpose. And you're reinforcing it with every conversation. So if you're recognizing your employee, instead of just saying good job, you're going to say thank you for doing that because you've helped us to accomplish our purpose or whatever that purpose might be. Second thing, focus on the big questions before the little questions. And here's an example that will help you with that. If somebody hands in a report that has typos, before you start talking about and questioning the typos, make sure that you and your employer, whoever did the report, knows why they're doing the report. If they feel connected to the purpose, if they understand the why, and they know the importance that that report plays in the bigger picture or the bigger why, they end up feeling more connected to the job that they do. They end up checking their own report because there's a greater sense of pride. The third thing, make sure that you're sharing your thinking out loud with your team. I like to call this deliberate action. So sometimes we get tempted to just hold those thoughts inside our head until it's completely crystallized, perfectly clear, but then we do our team the disservice because they don't know what we're thinking and why. Where if we talk ourselves through something and really start to say, you know what, here's what I wanted to do, I'm questioning this, I'm not sure how it fits in. You're not waiting for it to be perfect, but you're sharing that self-talk and the thinking behind your thoughts with your team so that you can engage them in a really rich dialogue about how whatever that project or action is relates to the bigger purpose. And you give your team then permission to ask questions, to think critically, to say, hey, wait a minute, what about this? Whereas if you wait for it to be perfect, your team doesn't really have a job to do. So remember, those 3 things again that are all about purpose. As a leader, it starts with you. If you don't do it, if you don't focus on purpose, your team won't be able to focus on purpose and they won't get the results that you want them to get. The second one, focus on the big questions before you dare go near those little questions. And the third one is share the thinking behind the solutions. Share the thinking, the self-talk, the questions, and the doubt to really engage your team to help you arrive at that perfect solution. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great, productive week. Focus on your why and your purpose, and we'll see you next week.